Welcome back to the Tech School Podcast brought to you by DSDT. I'm here with Jason, Lisa, Carlos, and Michael for Veteran Spotlight. Michael, you are a veteran. What branch of military did you serve?
The United States Air Force.
Thank you for your service, sir. You're
Thanks.
also a former student here at DSDT. Take us back to day one, when you first came here to the school, and go from there.
Well, the first day I came to the school, I was pretty nervous. I didn't really have a sense of direction of where I was going to go with my recent degree I got at my, associates. And, but speaking with Jason and working with him, helped me along the way and kind of brought me here to now.
And you came here last year during the height of the pandemic in 2020.
That's correct.
What's your story? From what I've been told by Jason, you've gone through some adversity.
Yeah, at least to say that. I struggled being a disabled veteran for a long time. I struggled with some things, and even to the very bottom of homelessness, and finally started to find some direction and light, and went to school, got my associates, and found out I was good in computers. Again, just kind of led all up to this point here. So,
tell me, how did you find out you were good at computers? Like, what got your attention? Like, ooh, I know what to do with this.
Well, to be honest, I got in some trouble when I was younger, and I think that's what really, at the time I didn't realize what I had to offer. I was just kind of using it as a necessity because at that point in my life, I was struggling, with where I was at, and that's when I was first introduced.
Hey, we turned a negative into a positive. What's the program you went through here at DSDT?
So I went through the Technology 6 program. Basically, it's 3 months. Each month was a program for each certificate. I think Security Plus, Net Plus, CompTIA Security.
All right, Jason, Lisa.
Yeah.
You're an instructor here.
I work job placement.
Job placement. You're the owner. Give us a better description of the program Michael went through.
Absolutely. Jason, do you want to take that?
Yeah, sure. So I just want to back up real quick because I actually recruited Michael, right? And I saw in his resume the things that I love to see, which is, some technology background, right? So I was really amazed how fast he was able to get through the program, turn around his resume, and get working. Like, great success story here. Vet Tech is actually the program he went through, and our approval with Vet Tech is Technology Professional 6, which is Net Plus, Security Plus, and CYSA, right? That is a pilot program through the VA that allows a veteran with even 1 day left of GI Bill to take classes and get paid housing allowance. Pretty big deal, right? So they just funded it again, another, I think, $54 million or so. So a veteran should be able to take it every 18 months if they are in good standing. Vet Tech is broken up into 3 parts. You enroll, and then you complete, and then job placement, right? You have to get meaningful employment in the field to actually successfully complete that program. He completed all 3, got working at a great company, cybersecurity company, and we're really proud of him.
Lisa, for someone who doesn't know how to ask the right questions, such as Michael, what should a veteran in a similar situation who's gone through adversity, what should they be asking? And who should they be asking?
Well, I think that there is quite a few people that they could talk to about that. So I don't want to limit their resources here at our school. But what I think that it is important is that one of the first questions that you should have, Michael, is what exactly am I going to learn, right? How do I know if IT is right for me? If I've never really had a lot of experience with computers, am I going to be successful? Is this something where you're going to be able to job place me where it's just a basic job? Or how do I know if I'm going to be, one of those people who are leading the IT team at a, let's say Ford, right? How is that me? And so those are the questions that you want to ask. What we want to make sure is that our students are comfortable with what we're teaching. If there is no passion or no drive behind wanting to learn that trade, then the success rate is going to drop, right?
Passion's huge.
Passion's huge. And if you also don't understand, well, what if you say to me, well, how do I know if I have a passion for that? You might not know right at the beginning, but you're going to know by looking at, let's just say, example, our syllabus, which you can find on our student handbook on our website. When you read through that syllabus, it's going to give you a basic breakdown of what happens in each class. You can know just from that minute if that's something that you're going to be possibly interested in. If you have any kind of interest, then it's the right course, right? And I think that the fast training that we give allows that student to come in, get educated, and then go out and make the money. Now, is that where it stops? No. We all know that the more education that you have, the longer that you're working with a company, the more certifications that you get, the more dollar value that is placed upon you, right? So those are all the questions. Now, as far as who to ask, you can ask myself, you can ask Jason. We have workforce development agents, we have admissions representatives, we have a lot of different people that can help guide you. Maybe IT isn't your thing. Do we still have a program that can suffice? We do. Right? Now, is it for vet tech? No. So if you want to use that grant, then we're going to have to find some sort of light in that tunnel of why you want to use that grant. But hopefully we can do that.
Tell us more about that grant.
So that grant is something that it's a $15,000 grant with us. You also have to understand that vet tech has the approval for just a small handful of schools for the IT program, and we happen to be one of those. So the accolades, I think, is pretty great for DSDT. I also believe that when you think about this, as long as you have a post 9/11 GI Bill, and you, like Jason had made a couple of comments, right? The other piece that they just put on this, by the way, the vet tech grant, is that you have to have been discharged within 180 days. So that DD 214 should state something such as honorable discharge. That's very important, or else you're not eligible for that grant. The other piece is what you're going to do. It's simple. You go onto the va.gov website, you transfer the GI Bill into our name for the vet tech, and it's right on the website where it says, are you applying for vet tech? Yes, right? It's going to ask you a few questions, and you're going to get a confirmation code. Once you get that confirmation code, you wait for your eligibility, which you can call the VA, we can call and do it. We have VA certifying officials at our school, and we can get you into the next course. So to end that little piece, veterans are getting $15,000 scholarships to attend this program. And I think that the fast training, the education that we give, especially during COVID right now,
Yes.
Our online classes, I have to say, I feel like we've perfected them, right? So it's almost like you're in the classroom, just virtually. So you can't really get much better than that. Do you agree?
Yeah.
How was your journey with us?
I mean, my journey was excellent. Yeah, like you said, it's a place for fast learning and fast opportunity, and yeah, not everybody will know, if this is really what they want to do. But I can definitely say, once you go through it and you've just taken the steps, if you have any interest, I mean, you're going to find out real quick.
When you say fast learning, give me some context on how quickly these courses are moving along and how quickly the program is.
Oh, it's accelerated learning for sure. I mean, we set that right up front, right? You got to work hard. You got to keep up. Attendance is crucial. So you're getting through a certification every month, right? So 3 months, you're out. You're in job placement. You're turning around your resume. You're updating your LinkedIn and social media profiles to correctly brand yourself, and then you're interviewing, right? So it's an accelerated program.
A loaded question. You really can't put hours on passion. But still, ideally, how many hours should a student really apply themselves on a week in, week and week out basis? Is it 20 hours, 40 hours? I mean, what's the load?
Well, we require 22 hours a week.
Okay.
However, what I always like to explain to the student is that's why you're in the class. And we all know, whether you attend a college, a trade school, or other, that's just classroom hours. So as many hours as you're devoting to in-class, you should be devoting to homework.
Mm-hmm. This is true.
Eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Yeah. That's true. So I just want to bring up one fact that I didn't hear anybody mention. Okay, so when Mike actually attended the class, the eligibility or the requirements were somewhat different, right? So this is strictly from the VA's website. And if you're thinking about registering for the Vet Tech program, then one of the key requirements now is that aren't on active duty or are within 180 days of separating from active duty. So Lisa, can you kind of explain to us what that means?
Yes, so active duty is somebody who's actually serving currently. So this grant is not eligible for anybody who is currently in the military, which means they must possess a DD-214. And anybody who is serving our country knows exactly what that is, right? It's that piece of paper when you are discharged and you are ready to move on to the next endeavor in your life.
Honorable discharge.
Honorable discharge, correct. Thank you, Josh. So you must have an honorable discharge, but that's exactly what that means. 180 days is from the date that you've received that DD-214 in your hand.
So you literally have a 6-month window in order to register for Vet Tech.
Correct.
Now that was different when you enrolled, right? Mike?
Yeah. For me, as far as I remember, it was just as long as you had an honorable discharge, and I'm not sure if there was any time limit, time limits like there is with this, but I mean, I was able to get in. I've been out for 9-10 years. So yeah.
Yeah, so what happened was the last time around, the funding came available in November, and it was, I think, roughly about $15 million, and it all was going within a matter of a couple weeks. So this time around, they kind of put that one line or that one requirement in there to kind of have it to allocate specifically to for those who were returning home.
At the end of the day, is that an advantage or disadvantage with that one stipulation?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Yeah,
That's a
It's a
tough one.
disadvantage to somebody like Michael who
Right.
had been out for 9 or 10 years had he
Yeah.
not gotten that program prior to this rule. And it's an advantage to somebody who has been out less than 6 months, right? So how do we classify that? We always like to explain that there are many avenues for funding, no matter what educational facility you choose to attend. So if Michael had, let's say he was applying now and he was no longer qualified for that grant, there are other ways to get funding for education.
Many ways.
Such as?
Well, we have financial aid. We're federally accredited for the next 6 years, right, for FAFSA. And we
Those Pell Grants?
pride ourselves
There's absolutely Pell Grants, yes.
in, leadership here has done something unthinkable, right? They're not sinking students into 50 grand in financial aid debt, right? And the youth, right, the younger generation coming up, they are realizing that and, taking more pathways like ours. So we can actually give what equates to me, since it's a 7-month program, like a $30,000 program for $6,300 in student loans, right? It varies just a little bit here, but that's an amazing thing, right? $6,300 for A+, Net Plus, Security Plus, CYSA, digital media pathway, emerging technologies like drone. I mean, I would replace my whole high school and college for that. I love you, Michigan State. Don't get me wrong, but I mean,
Go green, go white.
right. But so the new school is here, right? The STT is the new school, and man, it's just been a wild ride so far. Been blessed to work with veterans like Michael. Vet Tech, actually, leadership it was the second school to get accredited for this program in the country.
Michael, I'm going to ask you the same question again. Okay, so when you logged onto your computer, you opened up this textbook, and you looked at the curriculum, what drew your attention to where you said, this is for me?
I would say the fact that that it was accelerated and that it gave me an opportunity, like you guys have discussed, to quickly get certificates and also that it helps with employment. Just as much as a degree is important, so is a certification, and especially in the IT career field. A certification saves you a heck of a lot of time and a heck of a lot of money versus spending 2 to 4 years at a school to get the same, pay.
Well, as they say, time is money.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, Michael, thank you. Jason, Lisa, Carlos, Michael. I'm Josh. That will do it for us here at the Tech School Podcast from DSDT. See ya.